For decades, wealth was stored in physical currency and guarded behind heavy steel vault doors. Today, those assets have migrated, transforming into data streams moving through fiber optic networks. This photograph of empty streets in Tegucigalpa captures the moment physical commerce stopped. With bank branches closed and movement restricted by law, the daily routine of cash transactions had to find a new path through the digital network. E-wallets and digital transfers quickly replaced the physical branch office. Sending money became as simple as sending a text message. That same ease of access applies to the attackers. In a low-lit room miles away, a hacker can use that anonymity to intercept data packets and empty accounts before a victim realizes they've been targeted. If a hacker on the other side of the world can target your savings with a single click, what is actually stopping them? In Honduras, it comes down to a specific framework of laws and technological protocols. The first line of defense happens before a transaction is even initiated. The system must prove you're the account holder without you ever stepping foot in a bank. This section of Decree 33-2020 details the reform to the electronic signature law. It grants legal equivalence to modern technologies, specifically validating dual-factor systems and biometric identification. Because of this decree, a fingerprint scan on your smartphone or a facial recognition check holds the exact same legal weight as a signature penned on a physical piece of paper. By integrating biometrics directly into the legal framework, the state forces a criminal to figure out how to replicate complex biological data rather than simply forging ink on a document. Once your identification is confirmed and you hit send, your funds enter a network managed by electronic payment service providers. This diagram maps that journey. Your money moves as a secure data packet from your device, through the payment provider layer, and into the ACH and LBTR clearing networks that settle the funds between the actual banks. Guarding that entire route is the National Commission of Banks and Insurance, or CNBS, which dictates the security requirements for the entire journey. Look at the security gates a transaction must clear. The CNBS requires two-factor authentication and personalized transfer limits. There are also tight time constraints. A countdown timer causes one-time passwords to expire in seconds, and inactivity triggers an automatic logout, severing the connection. If a breach does occur, this regulatory document, Circular C008-2023, dictates the response. Banks must report any cyber fraud incident to the CNBS by the next business day, triggering alerts across the entire network. Each of these measures, from the 2FA prompts to the reporting timelines, is a legal requirement. This framework shifts the technical burden of defense away from the individual and places it directly on the financial institution. Technical defenses can block an attack, but stopping the attackers requires the force of law. Honduras relies on the Penal Code enacted in 2017 to manage these crimes. This presentation on the Penal Code shows how Article 8 defines computer fraud. It criminalizes the act of altering, introducing, or suppressing data to gain an economic benefit. Furthermore, a criminal doesn't have to successfully steal money to face prosecution. As shown here, Articles 2 and 3 penalize the act of illegally accessing a system or intercepting private data transmissions. But modern digital crime often crosses borders. This raises the question of what happens when the person executing the attack is using a server located outside of Honduras. The answer is in Article 404. As highlighted here, the law grants Honduran courts jurisdiction to prosecute as long as the targeted data or systems are located in Honduras, regardless of where the hacker is physically located. The modern financial ecosystem relies on these overlapping systems. Biometric technology authenticates the user. CNBS regulations protect the money in transit, and the Penal Code provides the authority to prosecute attackers. Together, they create a comprehensive architecture of digital trust.